Welcome to this special vegan edition of Great Health, Abundant Happiness, and Outrageous Love. Mwah.
So for those of you who don't know us, I am fully plant-based and have been since 2012, and Jeffrey is plant-based and for maybe the past couple of years, right?
Yeah.
And I would say I'm super strict on, my diet with not even eating honey. So every year I put on a sales kickoff for OTG Consulting, which is the business that Jeffrey and Brian run. And every year I offer a variety of different options for the meals.
Yeah, because it's a 4-day event.
It's a 4-day event.
People stay here. We set
Right.
up lodging, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, cocktails, coffee breaks, all
Right.
food. It's a lot of food.
Exactly. So they're
And
with
drinks, right?
they're
Yeah.
with us. We're all together for every meal. So this year I told Jeffrey that I really wanted to make this a 100% plant-based event. And after a little back and forth, we decided to do it. And the fun part about it was we did not tell anybody. The only people who knew about it were Jeffrey and myself, and then the chefs that were preparing the meals.
And I'll have to say the chefs, what really pulled me over, because I was a little concerned, because we got a lot of people coming in there set in their ways.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to tell people what to eat, but we just went to another big event out in Scottsdale, and I was thinking, we sat down for lunch and dinners, and they just put the plate in front of you. If you didn't like it, go eat something else. I mean, there's a lot of people.
Right.
So I was pretty excited that the chefs got so excited. They were like,
They did.
really pumped.
So I want to do a shout out to Leaf at CB Grill here at Copper Mountain. He was just unbelievable. And not only the beautiful meals, but the presentation.
Yeah.
And then a shout out to Nick over at the Incline here at Copper Mountain, who we've worked with over the past several years as well. Neither of those chefs are plant-based. Neither of those chefs had worked with Beyond Meat products before, and both of those chefs utilized the Beyond Meat crumbles in their presentations. In addition, they both made their own vegan cheese, which was unbelievable.
Incredible.
And it was just so much fun for us to see those chefs take this
Right.
and roll with it and make something that they could be really proud of. And actually, people were raving about that lasagna.
Right.
I will not soon forget. I couldn't have much of it because I'm gluten-free. So I had the other option, and I was like, oh, I'm going to miss out on this wonderful lasagna. Let me tell you, my meal was so outstanding. I would like to go back for it
Like
again.
a vegetable tart, right?
Yes,
A
he was
tort?
calling it a vegetable tort, and it was beyond outstanding.
Yeah.
And
It was great.
It was great. But the fun thing is that people started to suspect.
Well, wait, before you go there, the one thing I have to give a shout out to all of Copper and the
Right. Yes. Thank you.
The group, the events group, because it's when Karen and I always say, when you go to a really nice restaurant, the chefs are always kind of excited to really prepare something special. It's like a challenge.
A good chef loves to go out of the box.
Yeah, this is like,
Yeah.
think of conference rooms and you break out for breakfast and lunch. Those lunches were over the top. People were
Oh
like
my
going back for
gosh.
seconds, and they just thought it was incredible. Everything was just delicious.
I
right?
know some people that went back for thirds.
Yeah.
Okay. And I also want to give a shout out to Katie, who is our liaison here at Copper, and we've worked with her the past few years on the event. I wouldn't do the event without her. I couldn't do the event without her. And she was so instrumental in helping us pull off this plant-based event. And the chef at Copper Mountain, too, I'm not even sure if it's one person or a multitude. They did a phenomenal job. Our lunches were so incredible. On the last day, they did that vegan burrito.
It's incredible,
And
yeah.
somebody pulled me out, and Vern, shout out to Vern with Bullseye, he pulled me out there and he said, this is like a conundrum, because this was probably the best
breakfast
burrito I've ever had. And I have to confess to you that I tried to bribe somebody to bring me a steak the other night, and they wouldn't. He said, this plant-based eating is really delicious, and it's just a matter of knowing how to prepare it. It's not about just eating plain old salads.
Yeah.
There's beautiful food and beautiful presentation.
And so what happened was we had people coming back to us with emails, and we're seeing them come in like, hey, you may have converted me. We had one of the gals today. I didn't get approval to use any names yet.
Okay,
so one of
then.
the gals today basically said, I lost 6 pounds. Thanks for introducing me to this vegan lifestyle. I've lost 6 pounds. I think I'm going to try to do this full time. We had another guy who told me he lost 4 pounds, and he was just like, man, this was great. I think I'm going to do more of this. And, he's had some health issues. So we're happy to be able to help. And it's just so nice to be able to kind of share that you don't just have to eat salads every day, right?
Exactly. You can make beautiful presentations with plant-based foods. And, this weekend was really about showing that. And I'm telling you what, the first night, a couple of people, I could tell they were looking for, the non-plant-based option, and they didn't see it. And I saw one person go around to a couple of people, like, sort of asking about it. And most of the people were saying, well, I don't know because I don't really eat, red meat, and which was interesting to find out. And I was, pleasantly surprised to hear about that. So they were happy with what they thought was a vegetarian, not even vegan, right?
Right, exactly.
So nobody understood that the cheese that was used was a plant-based product as well.
Made out of like cashews or some other nut, right?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure,
right,
because Chef Leaf wouldn't share his recipe. It was that good.
It was incredible.
That good.
Incredible.
I'm going to try to get it out of him
Yeah.
one of these days.
And so some people did start to figure it out a little bit. To your point, we had our good friend Dan came in late, and he knows that we're pretty hardcore plant-based, and he went to go get his coffee, and he says, here's the oat milk. Is there any other milk or cream? And they said, no, that's all you're getting. And he said, oh, those guys have gone and done this, right? I bet they did. So, people started to figure it out who knew us, right?
They started to figure it out because we told them, should anybody ask for something that's not plant-based, that the answer was no, not at this event. I mean, obviously they can go off on their own and do whatever they want. But during this particular event, nothing was offered, nor was anything available. And the comments about, before people really knew about how amazing the meals were, the breakfasts and the lunches and the dinners, the comments were just, spectacular. Everyone enjoyed it so much, and people went home feeling better. Now, one little caveat when you go plant-based, plant products don't stay in your body and cause cancers, colon cancers specifically. They don't do that like meat does. And so plants are digestible very quickly. And some of these people didn't understand that that's the way the human body is supposed to work. It is supposed to get rid of, it's supposed to take the nutrients from the food you eat, and then it's supposed to get rid of the rest of it. Okay, but people that don't eat plant-based don't understand that. So I think that was an awakening for a lot of them.
Yeah.
And, at some point I would like to do a video on colon cancer because my mom is a colon cancer survivor. I did lose my very best friend from high school to colon cancer, so I'm super passionate about ways to avoid that. Plant-based is definitely one way. Doctors will tell you, if you are a carnivore, if that's what you eat every day, you can guarantee colon cancer. So this was just a little bit of a gift for people, a 4-day gift.
Well, it was a test, it was an experiment, and we actually tricked a bunch of people. That's what made it really fun.
It made it fun,
but
it was a gift.
Tricked
Right.
them, and when I say tricked them, they not only survived, loved the meals. That was the outcome. That's the amazing outcome here, right?
So we brought these people here for one reason, to learn about, the business and to interface together. And then the big thing that makes us different, not just you and me, but all of OTG, is we don't just care about the financial aspect. We care about the person as a whole. And what I told people is, in my heart, I want to see you go home healthier than when you got here. Even if you were already really healthy, I want to see you go home a little bit healthier, because that will make me feel like I've not just accomplished having this time with you and us learning from our service providers and from our agents, but the person as a whole.
Yes.
What a gift.
I think so.
Right?
So. Yeah, absolutely.
I feel so good we were able
Yeah.
to do that for people.
Yes.
So anyway, we pulled the wool, the vegan wool, over their eyes, and I think they loved it.
I'm going to ask some people, I'm going to send this video to a lot of the people that actually went through it so they can comment down below. You guys can talk to them, ask all the questions, how it was. Did you really think that you weren't getting a plant-based meal, that kind of thing, because I like to see that interaction down below. So we'll send this to a bunch of the guys and gals that were there so that you guys can interact with them down below here in the comments.
Right, and also on the flip side of that, we actually had dinner with somebody on one of the nights, and he said, oh yeah, the lunch, because we asked what you thought of the lunch. He said, the lunch was really good, but I didn't have any of, most of it because I don't eat meat.
Well, he was plant-based. We
He's
didn't realize
plant-based. We didn't know that.
A good friend of ours. He's been doing this for, I don't know, a month now, and he's really cleaning himself up. He thought the Beyond Meat was actual real meat. If you guys haven't tried it, and in tacos or in we've done Asian foods, we use it in all kinds of recipes. It's actually incredible.
It's
People
incredible.
Can't tell.
The Beyond Meat crumbles in your freezer section. I love them, and they are so wonderful. But that was kind of a funny
exactly.
twist on the other side
didn't
of it.
think he could eat it.
Yeah,
because he was plant-based.
So that's our big secret. The cat's out of the bag. Wishing you great health, abundant happiness, and outrageous love from the shack,
The Waffle House.
the Waffle House at Copper Mountain Resort.
Yeah, maybe I'll swing up here so you can see the words coming down. You did a great job on that event, honey. Really, really proud of you.
Well, I'm really proud of you and Brian, because you made my job easy by the great reputation that you guys have out there.
See you guys. Go ahead and click off up here and subscribe. We're going to have a lot more videos like this coming at you. Thanks.